All right. So for this video, I want to cover like business philosophy and my personal take on competition, and then mutualism. So basically, so this business I'm starting, I'm mainly going to use it. I mean, I believe in business and I want to go well, but I'm using it as a stepping stone, as a learning. Everything in life is learning, but this is the first opportunity where I can really get to learn something, outside of a sandbox, where it's like the full elements of being in the business world, and that means I get to experience like real competition, like real cutthroat competition, and it's interesting. So if you look at how biologists term competition, competition means that it's when you have more than one species that are vying for the same resource. So it's a little bit like limit sum, but an idea with competition, or the way they perceive competition there, is that they actually damage each other. So it's perfectly fine for animals if there is one tree to attack each other to get that tree. That's competition. Now, in the business world, you can't have that. It's just would be pandemonium. So in the business world, it's actually what we think as competition that is illegal. That isn't illegal. Sorry, is mutualism, where you have a lot of banks that offer different interest rates, and then the customer gets to choose which one. Not that the banks are sabotaging each other bank to get those customers, or hacking the customer to make sure they come to that specific bank. So it's more of a mutualism type thing. So I've thought about how do I implicate that or move that into this business concept that I'm going to drive. So I think I may as well just go full out. I think there's no other way to do it. There are many other ways to do it, but just as a sort of purely learning point of view and a understanding and having a feel of business, I think it's important to push things as far as they go until they break. Now, of course, I need to give context to what I mean. But what that would mean is, for example, say marketing strategy. So have your marketing strategy or your aims for a product to be complete saturation, to completely saturate the market. So I actually believe that my products are better than anything else in the market. I've got the patents, so I got the intellectual property protected, and now I need to go out and sell the products. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, okay, well, there are other products out there, and they have their benefits and drawbacks and whatnot. Maybe I'll aim for 10% of the market or 50%. No, I think the most learning will be just to go full on and be like, okay, well, my product is better for these reasons, and I believe them, and I think I can instill that in other people for them to believe it. So we need to get out there and replace every existing and be the market leader and dominate market share, just like monopoly. I mean, we have a monopoly of the intellectual property, but then monopolize the actual thing. So this would be, of course, still mutualism, because I'm not doing anything against the competition per se, but it's like pushing it to the nth degree. So it'd be like this is the product, and we believe that it's the best in class. So it's sort of I don't know, centralized. I guess it's like centralized, forceful, sort of bringing your product into the marketplace and sort of asserting dominance. I think that's more interesting, and I think it's a natural way that things happen. I think companies which bring products into markets where they're just looking to have if it's a niche, they're still dominating that niche, right? They sort of want to dominate. Oh, we make fenders for cars made out of composites, and we want to be the best manufacturer for that niche. That's fine. My products are niches. In climbing, they're definitely not a niche, but climbing itself is a niche. But you need to go for that domination, right? There are other competitors that have better products than you. So why are you selling that product, or why are you in that market selling a product that's inferior? So you need to always be going for that. And that's how, I guess, how you drive innovation. Um, not resting on your laurels, right? It's you want to be the top one, and if you're not the top one, you need to ask yourself why. The company does. So why aren't we the top? Is it that our products are inferior because they have better engineers or they have patents on something, or is it because they have better sales and marketing, or is it they have better distribution networks and relationships with their customers? So there's many different ways, and then you look at those things and you address those things. Now, of course, mathematically, it doesn't make sense. You cannot have everyone at one at the peak at that number one. You can't. But what you can do is you can get niches. You can find niches and then dominate the niches. So a market doesn't work well. You cannot make profit if there are 10 sellers selling all the same stuff. The profits will just go down to zero. And not this profit, I mean, you will still be able to make a living, right? You still have like return on investment, and you sell your tomatoes. Everyone else, there's like 5 other people selling their tomatoes at the market. You all have jobs at the end of the day. There won't be a problem with that. Um, but I think it's, at least for this particular technology, right? You have to go after the domination, and it might be that you don't get there, or you only get 30% of market share or whatnot. But you have to have an aim, and you need to plan for it to be like that, for it to go anywhere. So that's how we're going to do this. So there's going to be, I mean, I am not planning for much to happen with the company over summer, but definitely after summer, yeah, it's going to be interesting once we get the product in, what kind of financing we go for, what kind of, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of questions. They'll come up as I go, and I'll make videos as they come up and talk about the process of thought. But yeah, super psyched, cool, keep it cool out there.